My name is Vahid Motevalli. I'm Associate Dean for Research and Innovation at College of Engineering. So my areas of research has been over the past few years focused in the transportation area. And that has spanned aviation as well as automotive. And I've worked on often in safety and some security aspects of aviation as well as automotive safety. So I've worked on airbag systems and I got into first hybrid electric vehicle areas in 1995 when I served on the U.S. Congress as a fellow, a congressional fellow, and was selected through American Society for Mechanical Engineering. And that program actually was really launched the Partnership for New Generation Vehicles by a Tennessee native, Vice President Al Gore. And he was critical in getting that program launched in 1993, which was a true partnership, was meant to be a true partnership between government and industry. And three big companies at that time, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler, were involved. So I had the fortune of learning about that program, being on the Hill and congressional staff and having an oversight role on it. And I was just fascinated by the possibilities that that program brought upon in terms of innovation. And we see that in all cars now. In fact, what transpired through technological development and innovation that were meant to increase fuel efficiency ended up improving our conventional vehicles tremendously, and the benefit the consumer got in terms of the quality of the products, as well as some of the advances that we have seen in vehicles in terms of both controls of the systems under the hood, on the dashboard, and so on, to the electrification of a lot of components that would have not happened if it wasn't for that program. So we are involved in Pathways to Innovation program, which is a program funded through National Science Foundations at Stanford University Epicenter. Tennessee Tech was selected as part of the first cohort of 12 universities, and this has been a great initiative and great opportunity for us to get involved. And our purpose is to introduce and integrate innovation and entrepreneurship into our curriculum. So I'm working with a group of faculty, and my role as Associate Dean is to make sure all of our college is involved, not just within departments, and go beyond that. And we've started a number of conversations with other colleges within Tennessee Tech. And ultimately, the idea is that we in the College of Engineering may more or less have the most impact on the innovation piece. But in order to see these innovations truly make the impact in job creation, and that's what really we are trying to do, is we're trying to produce Renaissance engineers in our college who will not just take jobs but create jobs. And in order for them to do that, they need to be able to be innovative, but then understand that beyond the innovation there is the marketplace issues, the consumer needs, and be able to translate what they're learning in terms of technical knowledge and a passion that can develop with young people when they see they can accomplish things. They can see the end product, that take that and become entrepreneurial about it. So we need to collaborate with our colleagues in College of Business and others to bring that know-how in terms of entrepreneurship and building successful businesses and so on, and somehow get these married in a very seamless way. And so what we've seen is that our students that do their senior year project I was very pleased, having been at Tennessee Tech for only a few months, that we have our students build actually a complete product that is usable by their sponsors. And to me, that's just phenomenal, to do it in one semester. And so we are producing tremendous engineers at this institution, engineers who are already doing innovation. We're just trying to now sort of formalize it in some ways, but that's one of the aspects. And certainly going back to the automotive field, when we see that a fully electric vehicle like Nissan Leaf being produced at plants in Tennessee, but furthermore, the batteries are being fabricated actually here. So that's energy storage, and energy storage has phenomenal applications. It's not just for the automotive. It's not just for the bicycle or the motorcycle. Well, as we've seen it in the aviation side. I mean, we saw, the attention comes on when there's something wrong, like the lithium-ion battery issues. But in fact, what we're seeing is this has happened. The lithium-ion batteries being used in aerospace now is really the outgrowth of hybrid electric and electric vehicle technologies being get to a point of maturity that they were actually used there. Now, are there problems? Yes, and we solve them and we go on. And luckily, there weren't really a big accident resulting from battery fires. But we are at a very critical juncture, I think, in Tennessee, where we have an opportunity to really use automotive industry, but also the transportation field as a whole, to jump start a lot of job creations. And our role in the university is going to be more critical than ever in terms of the workforce development at all aspects, from undergraduate all the way to graduate level, and really focus on products, both in terms of our students and the research that is coming out of the university that are making an impact and making a difference. I would say that we need to think long-term, short-term thinking, and I know elected officials have to worry about being re-elected, and I'm very sensitive and aware of that. But we also have to see what is really good for the public who is paying the taxes and wants to see the benefits. And those benefits have to be long-lasting. We may make an improvement, but if it's short-sighted and short-term impact, the money at the end will be wasted. So putting money into education, putting money into research, growing our graduate programs along with undergraduate that is so strong at Tennessee Tech are key issues for me, certainly, and I think it's going to benefit the university, the region, and the state as a whole. We need to come up with formulas that shows return on investment, and that return on investment could be very complicated, but what we need to see is that if we are producing the right people, industry will come here, because they know that people would have a tendency to want to stay where they were educated. And when you add to it having a beautiful state like Tennessee, and with all great natural beauty and natural resources, the people want to stay here. So let's bring the jobs here. To bring the jobs here, we need to show that we're producing good people, but also we're providing resources for companies, for research organizations, and so on, to grow and prosper here. Tennessee is endowed with such great natural resources, an environment that is pristine and beautiful, and I think all Tennesseans would want to keep it that way. So we need to look for places where not only we create jobs, but also we create clean jobs, jobs that are going to not only protect the environment, but also enhance it. We need to create jobs and produce people out of our universities who will keep people healthy, and because healthcare is one of the important things that we want to do. So, and we want to be able to have the wealth distributed by actually being able to move things around. And so again, transportation becomes important, but in a way that keep the state in a way that for generations to come can use it with prosperity and enjoy the God-given resources. So everybody advises the students to follow their passion, and I would do the same. However, I'd say, learn and understand the discipline needed to be successful, to follow your passion, and be patient with it. Sometimes what you want to follow as your passion may not be immediately available, and realize that you have to sometimes explore on your own or with help from others who have gone down the path, how that subject, the math course or the science course that just doesn't get you excited, one day will be beneficial to you. So you have to find ways, how does it really come to my life in a meaningful way? And that's not easy, but that's what you need to seek in order to be successful. So you want people to work for you who are not just good engineers or good scientists, but also all around people that can think, can create, can think out of the box, be dedicated to what they're doing. And those are the kind of people that we aspire and we try to produce here. So if the state as a whole, if our students who graduate and become professionals are doing well, you will have better consumers who are going to have the economic power to buy your products, but also to promote you as an employer and as an industry in a way that would not only make you successful, but make your entire industry successful. And that's what I think in a long-term perspective is the most valuable part of it. If you're thinking about a 3-year span of time, that's not it. But think about it longer term. Tennessee Tech is really aspiring to be known not just within Tennessee, but outside Tennessee. And we have seen an increase in number of international students that we've come here. So I think the fact that I had the fortune of an opportunity to be able to represent Tennessee Tech on an international issue has been great, because it allows others outside the state and outside the country to see some of the things that are possible within a relatively small university. And our own students, Tennessee natives, also benefit from that, because now we are dealing with a global marketplace. And so our students have opportunities, and they're beginning to go more and more outside Tennessee as well, and outside the U.S. to work. And we want to be at a place where when they say Tennessee Tech, everybody, whether they're in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, or wherever, know where that is. And we have to do a lot of things for that. We have to do good education, good research, published results, and so on. But along with the same activities like that, which is typical of universities, there are often opportunities where our faculty who have expertise, who can provide some accurate knowledge and accurate information to help people around the world understand an issue. We should take that opportunity. We should encourage it and promote it. It's one of the more beautiful places in the United States that I've seen. And I think that the natural beauty is one that we have to cherish and we have to take advantage of. So that's what I see. That's one of the reasons I get passionate about hybrid electric and electric vehicles, because there are ways that we can improve things. Now that doesn't mean conventional vehicles are doing a lot better too, but as I said, these are all connected. If we can have 20% of the market share for hybrid electric vehicles and 5% electric, at the same time, if that technologies have allowed us to help conventional vehicles to be much better, less polluting, and more fuel efficient, why wouldn't we want to do that? Right? I see absolutely no reason, whether we all agree on exact impacts of pollution or whether we should use certain fuel versus another fuel, doesn't matter. It's overall better for our economy, it's overall better for our environment, it's overall better for getting our kids to think about new technologies, see it, live it by driving these vehicles. I mean, the kind of things you see in vehicles right now, a lot of it is getting our kids to think about ways to live their lives in the future. They want everything to be touch a screen. Well, some people may think that's too much, but in fact, kids will ask, how does that work? And that's a start of a conversation that will promote better learning, better thinking, critical thinking. They want to know how things work, and we need to be able to tell them. And so if the parent doesn't know how it works, hopefully you'll get them to go and investigate and figure out, how does this work on my car? And again, what we have done is elevated, the level of knowledge in the community by doing that. I wanted to be an astronaut, and that's really what drove me to engineering, perhaps. And what really probably intrigued me as a child was the space program. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. So I know personally that kind of impact has happened. And I think that's what we can't predict exactly what triggers some other kid to be passionate about whatever the areas may be, art, science, engineering, philosophy, whatever it is. But for them to be passionate, to really go after it and seek it. So to this day, I haven't given up on being an astronaut yet. So maybe we'll work on getting in a spaceport in Tennessee, and so maybe one day I'll fly to space.